Hello everyone, welcome back to Old Iron Farm Toys. Today we're going to be taking a look at this New Holland ST740 here. This is a ripper type of deal here, or a chisel plow. I got this at the Lafayette, Indiana Farm Toy Show. Get a decent deal on it too. I got it for $3, so that's not nothing. So there was a toy vendor there that was having a deal. It was implements. I believe it was 2 for $10. I think that's what it was. So not a terrible deal. Well, this one I got was missing. I believe it was the back 2 wings, or the back 2 blades. I believe that it was missing. And I got a deal on it for, it was missing them. So I got a deal on that. So that was not terrible. And also, if you see some yellow on my hand, it's just Sharpie marker. But DMI actually built these for New Holland. It's actually a New Holland. You can see it, New Holland DMI on there. So there's a couple tractors I think this machine looks really good on. And you want a decent sized tractor for this. You'd probably want a 300 horse tractor. You could probably manage to pull it with a 200 horse or 250 if you weren't running it real deep. But if you're running it deep, I'd imagine you'd want a decent tractor for it. So I've been wanting to hunt one of these down. Now, price range on these on eBay, they're anywhere from $15 to $35, really depending on who you're buying one from. It depends on the seller. I was going to buy one off of eBay for $15, and I put it in the cart a day later, went to go look at it, see if it was still there. It was gone. So, and there was one with an auction. That was in an auction sale. It was this, and it was like a TJ New Holland, so like the first generation of the, or not one of the first, but it was one of the earlier New Holland, like T9 series, kind of what it was. It was an auction, and it was going for $25, but it was rough shape. And so I thought I got a pretty good deal on this one for $3, The second thing I did get with it was a Honor of Earth gravity wagon. So let's get into this toy here. So I'd like to say this is about a late 90s to early 2000s, just judging by the decals. But we got a drawbar on there, or a nice looking, decent looking drawbar, or not drawbar, hitch. Then you got like your frame, a support here. This is what kind of helps support it, or this would hydraulics would run. This would pick up your back tires. And then it does have 2 little wings that do fold out. It's the front. It was missing 2 of the disc wings. That's why I got it for a deal and just had to get new ones. But it's a little bit wider in the back, the wings. It's supposed to cover the track, or if they were both the same, you'd have these tiny little lines, but these back ones are supposed to just cover it up. So we got a pretty nice looking decal on there. I actually personally really like this decal. But then you have your shank rippers, which are plastic, but they look like die cast, honestly. So then you got obviously your springs on there. This piece keeps falling off. I need to just super glue it on there. But you have your spring pieces on there. So in case you hit a rock, these would go up, pick the shank up. So then moving on to the rear of this, you have a New Holland logo. And then their slow moving vehicle, those wings that do fold out. So nice looking detail. And underneath there you got your pretty just basic looking frame. Tires don't look bad, so I'm going to say that. So I think there's a couple tractors that look pretty darn snazzy on this. One is going to be the Kinsey Big Blue. If you guys don't know, I'm a big Kinsey guy. I really like Kinsey. Kinsey actually made their own. Well, John Kinzenbaugh built his own disc plow and chisel plow, according to one of his videos I was watching. So I think it looks pretty good on this. This tractor is about 600 horsepower, so it's probably a little overkill, but no such thing as overkill. You can say that, but I mean, it's one thing if you're running a, well, we used to run a white Field Boss big 4-wheel drive. I can never remember what model it was on our disc line, but that white was one of the smaller 4-wheel drive whites. But then there's a couple other tractors that looks pretty good on this, so I'll go get them. The one tractor I think looks pretty good on this is this 8870. I don't know if this tractor would pull it. It looks like it could. It might just be a little bit of a, like, not run it fully deep in the ground. But I think that's a pretty good looking setup. But then I also think this one looks pretty good. T8420, I believe. Yeah, T8420 here. I think that also looks pretty darn snazzy on the back of it. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good looking setup right there. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty cool piece here. I'm glad I picked it up. Like I said, I got it from the Lafayette, Indiana, or Lafayette Farm Toy Show. So yeah, I think for $3, I would have bought, if they had more. I would have bought more for $3. Well, if they had the disc blades, they probably would have been the full $5. But if they had 3 or 4 of them, I probably would have bought them and sold them on eBay. Or maybe one of you guys would have been interested. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe down below. We're trying to hit 5,000 by August. So if we can hit 5,000 by August, I'd be pretty darn happy. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. And also, I'll be at the 2025 Classic Green Reunion, which I'm taking a farm display to it, and then hopefully some garden tractors, if I can get the gosh darn things running. My 110's got a couple issues with it, but we'll hopefully get that old gal running again. But I'll be at the Classic Green Reunion, the 2025 Half Century Progress Show, and hopefully the 2025 Farm Progress Show. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Old Iron Farm Toys out.